After weeks of wage negotiations with labour unions, Eskom has tabled an offer of a 1.5% salary increase. The National Union of Mineworkers says this is a slap on the face. NUM and NUMSA are demanding a 50% salary increase, while Solidarity wants a 9.5% hike. So let's get more on the story with the Deputy Secretary General, Mr. William Mabapa, this morning. Sir, thank you for your time and good morning to you. Straight to the point, is this a compromise that you are willing to take? You initially demanded 15%, but it seems Eskom is saying only 1.5% is what they can afford.
Yeah, let me raise it that there is no offer on the table, because people must understand the offer in the context that has been presented to us. What has been presented to us, that's why we are saying it's not an offer, is that for the previous years, we negotiated certain conditions of employment. Now, Eskom has tabled 12 conditions of employment that they are saying we must downvariate them. Let me give an example. It's as good as saying in the last wage negotiations, you have negotiated that you'll have 25 holiday leave. Now, they come and say you are no longer accept that you are no longer going to have 25. You are only going to have 21 consecutive days, or you are going to have 15 working days, which means that it will make 21 consecutive days to comply for a leave. Then they take either 5 days in your previous leave. Then they say, if you must accept this, and then when you accept, I will then give you 1.5. And in this situation, we are talking of 12 conditions of employment that Eskom want to vary. Now, the value of what Eskom want to vary down, that we must accept for them to give us 1%, is more than 1.5. Now, that is not an offer. I'm sure you need to talk to Eskom and ask Eskom to clarify their offer. Then you will realize and you will agree with us that there is no offer on the table in a real sense.
Said that, Mr. Mabapa, with the communication and the response you received from Eskom, will you go on strike? What's the decision right now?
No, you must understand that in Eskom, you don't go on strike. It's classified under essential services. What you do, you go to the arbitration, and then you then present a case in the arbitration. So when we go to the arbitration, first of all, we will then show that management of Eskom deliberately, through corruption, collapsed Eskom, and that is the reason why Eskom doesn't have money. If you look at News 24 file, you will see how management of Eskom were corrupting Eskom. If you look at the state capture, you will see how management of Eskom were corrupting Eskom. As we speak now, we raised a case some weeks back. I'm sure you have noticed that when we were saying there was a corruption on the Stock 32, I'm sure you have seen a confirmation that they've moved the tons by more than 40-something% increase.
Right.
But with the South 32, that is giving the workers a Section 189. Now, Eskom is giving them, increasing a ton from 200 and something to 400 and something. But the same South 32 that has been given this increase, 40-something%, is retrenching the workers.
For the purpose of time, then, for the purpose of time, what is your way forward regarding, these negotiations? You mentioned earlier on that there might be a route of taking arbitration. Is that what your next steps will be?
No, in terms of the procedures, we need to meet 3 times. And 3 times doesn't mean that because we met the other time and then we met now. Now, in terms of our agreement with Eskom, it means we need to meet almost 12 days. Now, you'll observe that as of yesterday, we have met 4 days. So today is going to be the 5th day. Now, in terms of the procedures, internal procedures, we must meet 12 days. But what is also a challenge that is also going to take some time like today. Today we are not going to talk about an increase. So today we are going to talk about the recognition agreement. The Eskom recognition agreement has got more than 20 years that it was never amended. All the time when we go to say we want to amend this recognition, for 20 years, Eskom was dig and diving. Now this time we said no. We are negotiating today. Tomorrow we are amending the recognition agreement.
All right, Mr.
We are negotiating today. Tomorrow we are negotiating an agreement. Because that is another demand of us amending that recognition agreement. And the only option is to amend it during this wage negotiation, because if there is no negotiation, you can't amend it. But I'm saying
we have to leave it there due to time. We have to leave it there due to time. But clarity and, of course, point taken. NUM Deputy General Secretary Mr. William Mabapa saying that they will still be negotiating today. Going back to Eskom, absolutely not accepting the 1.5% increase with which Eskom is tabling. Also saying there are disputes just in terms of some of the conditions which they want amended.